Do I know how to milk a cow? No. Have I ever milked a cow? No. But you put a cow in front of me and it's ready, I could milk it.
Now, back to Steiny and Guru on 95.7
Okay,
The Game.
Willard.
Great place to start.
Okay, Willard.
Great place to start.
From what I've been told,
no doubt.
no chance.
Yeah.
Did you hear the context? Put a cow in front of me and it's ready, I can milk it. Well, no, you didn't, because there's another thing that was involved in that statement, and it is a tractor. A tractor.
Right. You couldn't drive a tractor.
That's
you couldn't drive a tractor.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Gotcha.
Right.
You also couldn't milk a cow.
There's no doubt you can.
I mean, I'm not getting 7 gallons out of it, but I'll get a couple squirts.
I mean, the cow.
I don't even want to address a couple squirts. I don't even.
Shout out Dan.
That's utterly ridiculous.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Steiny, you're not that guy. We were talking about Brock Purdy.
You grab an udder and squeeze.
No, it's not.
It's like one of those balls.
There's a little bit of a pull involved.
Yeah, my understanding is it's not that simple.
No doubt about it.
There might be a bend and snap.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
There is a definite tickle and massage. You can go ahead and cut that. I'm not afraid.
I would like to start over.
Yeah.
You know what? I mean,
could
honestly,
absolutely milk a cow.
I could.
No chance.
A heifer that's ready, 4 udders ready to go.
We're doing a pretty good job
chance.
here.
No doubt. No doubt.
I
don't know why you doubt him
I
so
don't
much.
understand that either.
It's a question of pull
When
and
else
squeeze.
have I doubted him?
Pull
I doubt him
and
so
squeeze.
much.
Well, it's not that hard, but
Of course it's not. Now, I'll tell you what I could
It's
do.
hard if you don't milk it.
My granny used to do it. That's how
it's
we get
4
milk.
people sitting here right now talking
grab the
about
chicken.
whether it's hard or not, and none of the 4 of us have done it.
No.
So how the hell do we know?
Well, I'll tell you how we
I'm
know.
told that it's not that easy.
Well,
But I haven't done it.
It's not that
And
easy.
I
You made love
will.
before, Willard. We've all made love. So
we've all gone to
some of
the
those
farm
principles.
to the farm for
Been
a
a while
field
for
trip.
some of us.
We've all gone to the farm for a field trip, and we see how
Exactly.
easy it is.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to hook it up to a machine where you get the 4 udders at once, that I may not be able to do because I don't know where the wires go.
No. I'm talking about you with the bucket and that little mini stool and a couple of gloves on.
No
pull and squeeze.
Yeah.
No gloves.
Granny,
Yes.
no gloves.
It's-
I don't play golf with gloves.
It's for her.
I don't milk
it's
with
for
gloves.
her safety.
Are
not
you
yours.
a no-glove golfer?
I am.
I am
man.
too. Yeah.
Wow.
Although I did just buy because we got a big Saturday outing and there was a threat of rain. We're going down to Milpitas this weekend.
What?
Intentional, and it's playing off the udder line.
Lord.
It's the holiday book. Go ahead and usher me
Oh,
on.
my damn boy.
If it rains, I just got some rain gloves.
Nice.
So I'm ready to go for possible
listen to this.
inclement
I
weather.
think the rain may hold off till Sunday.
Correct.
I think.
But I didn't know that when I had to order these gloves because
Yeah.
I'm not a very good foul weather golfer.
We had our,
I used to be a 2-glove golfer for a period of time.
and none now, huh?
Sweaty hands. Yeah.
What
now
about
I'm
the boys?
Regular.
You got-
regular.
Okay.
1 glove. Well,
Like
little
old
guy
school.
doesn't put a glove on.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Mike called
hits
our
the ball
show
straight, but-
and bet us that the Warriors would be a 5 seed by what was the date?
February 1st.
And if they're not,
Which Mike?
Filmo Rich Mike. No, Rich.
We call him Rational
Mike in
from
San Jose.
Wait a
Mike in
minute.
San Jose.
Rich Mike? Are you calling Filmo Mike poor?
No,
Okay.
that boy.
I was like, wait a minute.
Mike,
What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
San Jose Mike said if they're not a 5th seed, he's taking Steiny and I to the golf course in Half Moon Bay. What do they call it?
Ocean course.
Yeah, the
And
ocean
this guy
course.
flirts there, condensed dude for Guru. Like, what on air?
What just happened?
I said, does it have
He
to
said-
be you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He tried to sub me. People
I
ain't
speak
liking
Steiny.
it either.
The
People
answer
with
is
it.
yes. I am free because
Look at the bromance.
It's a little too much course
no,
for
no,
him,
no.
Mark.
It's
Come
not
on.
about Steiny and I. It's about me and the Half
He
Moon
said
Bay
I
golf
wouldn't
course.
appreciate it, right?
You probably wouldn't.
You'd appreciate the view.
You're not
There
ready for
it is.
that.
You wouldn't
Well, I mean,
appreciate. You wouldn't
I told
appreciate
them.
the 520-yard par 5.
You know
Well,
what,
I mean,
though? That's a good. You know what?
Yeah,
We'll
man.
get you out to Lincoln Park. They got good views there.
Hey,
Stop.
I'm going to have
Steiny,
Moon Bay.
you know what's just happened, and this flew way under my radar, is the Golden Gate Park 9. It's been redone.
Oh.
They totally redid the 9 at Golden Gate Park. It's set to open in January. We should get a station
I did
outing.
not know this
Yeah.
either.
Is
I
that the
didn't
one?
either.
Is that the one that
It's like 45th and Balboa.
Wow.
It's way
near the
way
Catherine
out there.
Delmar Burke School?
It's on the other side.
Is there another course right there?
So you can see the
That's
bridge,
Lincoln.
Mark.
Okay, so
That's
Lincoln
Lincoln.
has the par 3
Oh my
with the
gosh.
incredible view.
Correct.
It's
Oh
a
my
really
gosh.
long par 3.
Correct.
though.
Voice of the Suns, John Bloom, who will be working the Warrior game tonight,
Blue?
famously got engaged.
Come
on the 17th hole at Lincoln Park.
So, Goo, this par 3 is one of the longest par 3s you'll ever find. Yeah. No, it's a great story. Yeah. It's a great story, but I'm trying to paint the picture for Guru because the green, it's an elevated tee. The green is about 230 yards down, so most of us have to hit a club that we're not so accurate with. To the left of the green is a beautiful deck.
Oh my gosh.
It's like an outgrowth of deck overlooking the ocean and the Golden Gate Bridge. And golfers like me who hit the ball that goes left to right dramatically, I'm aiming at the wedding party. And if I happen to hit it straight, it is sorry about that.
And there's an amazing sort of confluence of people in this area where it's golfers who know that they're not good, combined with people who don't even seem to know that they're walking next to a golf course.
Exactly.
This path over here is filled with people who are completely clueless in terms of how they are taking their life into their own hands as they go for a stroll. It's hysterical.
But it's one of the nicest walking trails in America.
It's incredible.
Because you start at the 17th hole and you can walk 2.3 miles all along and you wind up at the Cliff House.
Dude, there's also a nice...
The other side, Land's End.
Presidio's got a nice... Presidio's got a nice walking trail out of the parking lot down...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, don't laugh, because when I did my little appearance at the San Francisco Zoo, I called my wife, everybody, like, why don't we come here all the time?
Why are we here?
That view is incredible.
Yeah.
Well,
it's wide the bay. Ohtani should have came.
The view is incredible for the zoo. The 8 days that you can see the view.
Closer to San Diego.
Beautiful view.
It came down to zoos, and he wanted to be closer to the San Diego Zoo.
Yeah.
He thought it was better.
It is.
The guy on my show couldn't answer this, of the two smartest guys, two of them at the station.
Isn't Steiny the guy on your show?
Here's where you get to say something that I've said. And
how does Ohtani? Can you break down Ohtani and the deferral? Explain that. Was that brought from Cleveland? Was that by his people, or was that by the Dodgers? I'm gonna give you.
He should have gotten a late hit by.
Talk to me, Willard.
Well, if we believe the story, it was Shohei's idea. His agent had this like little ditty that he put out.
Is that to avoid taxes here in California?
I mean, it doesn't hurt. I mean, Shohei and his agent are going to tell you that it's so that the Dodgers can go get a bunch more great players, which they probably can. They probably can.
Man.
I mean, the agent is spinning this that Shohei is like, he went a little over the top, but he's just like the ultimate, most selfless ball player in the history of ever. And I guess from Shohei's standpoint, that's true, except if you're talking about the taxes. Though when
$9 million a year.
Right, but when you make $700 million, who cares about $9 million a year? That'd be like you or me going, I'm going to change the whole structure of my contract here at 95.7 the game, because 10 years from now, I'm going to save $8 a year.
Who would do that?
Why? Who cares?
It's more than $8 a year.
It's really not. Not when you make $1 billion. He's going to be a billionaire.
$9 million is a lot of money, no matter how you want to slice it. And if you're not a Californian and you don't want to pay California, you don't pay California.
But hold on, you're saving $9 million at the expense of inflation, at the expense of any interest that you can gain on that money while you have it.
Sure.
You're right. He's not making money on the deal.
I wonder about that. And we can get a financial expert to see if the $9 million saved in taxes now, what is the value of $70 million in 10 years? Is it less than $9 million a year?
Well, I mean, again,
I wonder what that
just by virtue,
pencils out.
Just by virtue of not having the money in your hand, I would argue that the $9 million you're losing is less than $9 million. I don't know if it's still $5 million. I don't know if it's actually a net loss. I have no clue.
What if that $68 million per you're getting down the road is actually ownership stake in the Dodgers?
Maybe.
Then that 68's actually worth $100 per year.
Who knows?
Curry got his chicken on his $400 million.
I guess I have a hard time believing, though, that Shohei is actually like the motivation behind the contract was to save a few $1 million in taxes. So and instead you get the money 10 years from now.
The motivation was to maybe get a piece of the Dodgers in 10 years, to get ownership stake and to win. The number one motivation was to win, and he knows if he takes $2 million now and it's a $46 million hit on the CBT or whatever it is.
I think that's his main motivator.
I think his main motivation is win games.
But you got to have money to do this.
And they do.
Okay,
Who?
Ohtani.
Well, he's getting 50
million. 50 a year off the field.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying before the deal was even inked, he already had major money.
Oh, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
Of course.
Well, that's I don't care about what Ohtani did. So you're telling me, in theory, what happened here was, let's say he's Giannis. Giannis becomes a free agent at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And the Sixers say, hey, Giannis, we want you. Okay? We're going to give you the max. But it's not coming for 10. We're going to pay you $2 million a year, get around the salary cap that way. You've made $250 million in your career, so for the next 5 years, you're only going to make 10 total. But then after that, you're going to get back up to 300, 400 million. And in the meantime, we'll go sign Doncic too.
Well, the NBA doesn't have that structure.
You can't do that in the NBA.
No, but I know, but that's the same.
Yes, that's exactly.
Something.
Baseball has always had the most powerful players union of all of baseball. And it is a non-capped league.
Well, then this is not the last we will see of this.
Of course not.
Okay, because I mean, to me,
the CBA goes through 2026, and the players aren't giving this up because
I mean, if you're the
players
Giants,
win. Like Ohtani wins. This is a win for him.
But if you're the Giants,
oh my God, huge.
If you're the Giants, why would you not react by going to Yamamoto and saying, "We'll pay you $1 billion, but we're not going to pay you for 20 years, but we'll pay you $1 billion." Why not? If you don't have to pay it for another essentially 20 over a period of 20 to 30 to 40 years, and they're building Mission Rock, and you're 25 years old, who cares?
No, I get that.
We're playing with funny money. The people who own this team that are signing these deals may not even be the owners by the time this needs to be paid.
Exactly.
So who cares?
No, but I don't know.
It's all fake money.
But I don't know Yamamoto's financial situation now. Like
Yamamoto, he probably doesn't have Ohtani money.
No, he definitely doesn't. I'm sure
you
he's
have to find somebody who's like, I could see LeBron James doing something. I get it. He can't do it in the NBA, but like, why wouldn't LeBron James? You know what? I'll play for $2 million next year. Pay me $25 the next year. But let's go get another superstar while you underpay me.
But think about this. Shohei's making $50 million a year off the field, and how much of that is being made here in the U.S.? Have you ever seen him have an endorsement?
Not one.
We don't write. He doesn't speak the language. So that tells me there is incredible international dollars, especially in Japan, for people who are that big of a star over there. And Ohtani's number one, but Yamamoto's too. So I'm going to gather from that somebody who has won their Cy Young Award 3 years in a row probably has money.
Are the Dodgers going to play for Yamamoto?
Of course.
Of course they are. Get them, Dibs.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ, FM, and HD1 San Francisco. Always live on the free Odyssey app, Twitch, and YouTube, powered by First No Account Credit.
Here's
the one thing I was thinking. Because now this has got me thinking of a million different avenues. And, of course, it starts with Ohtani's already filthy rich. But it could be like Brock Purdy says to the 49ers. Hey, you got me on $800,000 for the next 2 years. I'll tell you what, let's renegotiate in 2 years. You can keep paying me $800,000, but I'll take the big money after I retire.
Yep.
Well, and the Niners do that already with their restructured contracts where, you sign a guy like Trent Williams to big money or Kittle, you sign him to a huge deal, you let him play a year or two, and then you restructure. And you add on voidable years in the back end. You convert a lot of it to a signing bonus up front. So you pay him now, and then you lessen the hit down the road. And that's what the Niners do better than any other team in the NFL. And that's why Mark always says cap schmap when I talk about the salary cap. Oh, the salary cap. And, Parag Marate in the business office, he finds a way to reconfigure all these deals. Guys still get their money, and they're able to spread it out over multiple years.
This is the NFL version of what baseball does, but what you just watched them
in a more dramatic way than we've ever seen in any sport. Right?
It's not legal in other sports,
right?
And it does make you wonder how long it'll be legal here, because you're right. It's not the end of this. This is landmark. Agents are taking note, and some of them are really mad. Some of them are really mad.
They got Ohtani with a coupon.
Scott Boras is not really
wouldn't
mad.
every team have done it?
Because Boras is the guy. Would every team have done it? No. The A's wouldn't.
Well,
the Giants
you
wouldn't.
said every.
What about the All the four teams that were the hottest on him: Toronto, San Francisco, and the Padres.
Probably. I don't know about the Padres. They just lost their RSN. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just
regional sports network.
Yeah, that's purely a financial question, team by team.
It's funny because the Dodgers don't have an RSN.
Right. That's part of the deal. They got their own network.
That's him.
Even though half the people can't see it, but would the Pirates do this? I would gather no.
Nutting would.
And that's the problem with baseball.
But it's an easy answer for the Dodgers, the Giants, the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Mets, the Cubs, the Blue Jays.
Don't put the Giants in there.
Why not?
Because the Giants haven't done anything even close to this.
No,
the Giants wouldn't do that.
That wasn't have-nots.
I'm talking
Giants
about.
Are not in there.
I'm talking about the financial ability to do so.
Right.
The Giants.
I don't think they have the financial willingness to do so.
That's a different question.
But Mr. Johnson
to me, that's the only question.
Well, no, because
ability and willingness. If you don't have both, then
but you're going into debate. He's asking about the structural point of whether or not things could start going this way. I don't mean this summer or this winter or this particular player or this regime.
Right.
I'm talking about the brands that have the ability to do this financially. And those are them. And there are a few more. But that might be it.
Maybe.
So
who else has that kind of confidence in the future of the game?
What's the upside? So I'm trying to figure this out again. So he makes $2 million a year until the end?
All 10 years.
Yep.
Yeah, he makes $20 million.
And then at that point, he gets
$680 million over the next 10.
He gets 60.
But he's not a player.
Correct.
Bobby might still be a player.
Okay, but
probably not. I mean, he'd be 40.
I guess. What are you paying him for?
For
the previous 10 years
for playing in his 30s.
So what it tells me is you're not even thinking about money down the road. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Well, we talked about it yesterday. The Dodgers right now are worth $4.8 billion.
Okay.
So in 10 years, are the Dodgers going to be worth $7 billion?
Sure.
8? Okay, let's call it $7 billion. Yesterday I said 8. If they're worth 7, so you owe him at that point $680. You've already made $2.2 billion. That's only 40% of what you've made over the course of 10 years. And also, you could probably give him the $68 million, at least part of it, in team ownership.
Yeah, man.
Which doesn't actually come out of your bottom line.
I bet I could argue. I don't know the particulars of this, but the $4.8 billion number that Dibs is referencing is the most recent Forbes valuation.
Pre-Ohtani.
That already went up.
So
it's possible that the $700 million they're giving him went on the franchise valuation the second they signed him.
The 10th year is worth $680 million. Is that?
No, the 11th year is worth $68 million.
The 11th?
Yeah, it's $68 million a year for another 10 after that, till he's 50.
It's 2 for 10, and it's
so
he's
on the payroll in 20
until he's 50,
45.
44. Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Sounds like somebody's light years down in Southern Cal.
Right. And meanwhile, here in San Francisco,
what about it?
We've got a guy going from Salvation Army to Goodwill, looking for a third shortstop or a fifth catcher or maybe a right-handed reliever who's tough on righties. That's what we have here.
You know, Mark, I don't mind the criticism, but I think it's the sarcasm that comes with it that probably can get under our skin occasionally.
I speak for
as
the
it relates
fans.
to our Giants.
Where are you at
speaking
with
for myself?
For real. Like, has this changed your view on it?
What's this?
Just
Ohtani?
not Ohtani.
No, not
or what's possibly
not
still
Ohtani.
out there or not out there.
That's. I mean, everything is TBD this offseason.
So the game's still going.
And well, it is for some of us. I'm with Steiny on that last statement, which is it's fascinating to me. And in fact, this sort of sparked in my mind by listening to your guys' Warriors conversation. It's fascinating to me how much give up there is right now in Bay Area sports fandom.
Give up.
It's just fascinating to me. I'm not saying you shouldn't be. I get where you're at on the two sort of topics we're talking about, which is the Warriors' age and the Giants' unwillingness or inability to spend. There's plenty of room for pessimism. I feel it too. The 49ers are over here. Everybody's bought in because they're just flat out the best. They're a juggernaut. Yeah. So everyone gets that. But the give up on the Warriors at 22 games and the give up on the Giants offseason after one free agent sign who none of us thought was coming anyway is interesting to me. I get it. I get that everybody's sort of rubbed raw about some of these things.
And it's PTSD too with the stat.
No doubt. But like, if I...
It's more than just one.
The way I said it to Dibs about an hour ago, because this is happening to me incessantly, and I get it, but if one more person comes up to me on the street and goes, nobody's coming here. They're not getting anyone. Well, okay, they're going to field a team.
Yeah.
Like they already have a team full of guys.
No, but like they're not.
Just guys. Jags.
If I ask you right now, do you think they're coming back with the same roster?
Of course not.
No. And I mean nobody of like any
significance?
Correct.
Of course.
You do think that.
They're getting no one.
I think that's laughable.
It's what Farhan does year in.
You don't think they'll make a trade?
Out.
You think they're
trade
just
for whom?
I don't know. But you honestly think that team's coming back with Slates, Yaz, and Conforto? And they're just like, here we are.
Luciano and, Matos
Luciano.
Good. Matos sure look good. And Patrick Bailey, Patty.
What about Bellinger? Not that they're the cure-all.
I bet you that doesn't happen.
Chapman.
I bet you right now.
We already went through the list of guys who actually would matter, quote unquote. Alonzo, Bellinger.
About Mauricio Dubon.
Yeah, I mean, is he available? Because they'd love to have him.
I dream tweet you had of who guys your wish list.
Yeah. I can't even remember who the hell I put
Bellinger
on that.
Bellinger was on there.
But look, I'm willing.
Soto.
I know you might be right.
Yeah.
You might be right. But it's interesting to me on December 12th, when one free agent is signed, how many Giants fans have, that's it. That's the end of that season.
Many Giants fans have already been in this place.
Very true.
So it's not so much that Ohtani goes to the Dodgers and now all of a sudden everybody's like, well, now
it picked the scab.
It's been years.
It picked the scab.
The scab has never been healed because Farhan's never done it. And you can Carlos Correa me until 6 o'clock all you want.
I won't.
He's a twin.
I know.
And
it wasn't really that interesting anyway.
Right. Farhan has never done it.
But this is a Warriors conversation as well.
See, I'm in a different camp when it comes to the Warriors.
But doesn't it look like last year,
I'm not
Willard,
giving up on the Warriors.
Don't the Giants, like Steiny says with the Warriors, it looks like last year, the fouling, the turnovers.
Yeah.
Right now, there are no game changers that seem to be out there, and they need more than one.
I feel like you guys were, and I know your bag's on your shoulders, Steiny, but I feel like you guys were about to touch on this. You're about to touch on this, and maybe you did, because I didn't hear every word. But why does Steve Kerr keep bringing up the word championship? Why does he?
I don't know.
Like, why does he's not being asked, and he keeps saying it, which tells me he's trying to sell that to someone, and it's not us. Because who cares what we think? Yeah. Is he trying? Is this like psychology to his roster,
or the boss?
I can just tell you what I think it is.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think as a group they meet all the time, and before the season started, they were optimistic and said, we think we can get this done. Now they're 22 games through, and I don't think it's like, oh God, we're effed.
Yeah.
We have no chance.
Oh.
But I do think they're saying, we're 10 and 12. Okay, so what do you want to do? Well, we can't do anything now. I mean, you could, but we're not ready to. So what I think saying, I think this is a championship team, it just buys them another 20 games.
Or do you think he's asking for a transaction? Do you think he's trying to sell? Is he selling?
You love this. He said this team.
Yeah.
Like without a move.
No, I like that is, I can tell you
no move.
The message from the building is they love this team. They love this
but
team.
How about the thing if you're telling me it's a championship team, but you're 10 and 12, then what?
And a presser that sounds like you're trying to convince people in the room that they can beat Phoenix. We can beat this team. It's like, well, of course you can.
I mean, there really isn't anything for the Warriors to do right now except play Phoenix, play the next game, try to get from 10 and 12 to 18 and 14, then from 18 and 14 to 24 and 20, then to 30 and 20. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they have to.
But that's why I'm curious why but why is the conversation not about that? Let's get a couple wins as opposed to this is a championship team.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't know why he's saying
and whoever
it so
he
much.
declares is out of the rotation will save their ass that said game because that's how it's been going.
Because really,
Moody, you're not playing.
Call the Warriors a championship team by Steve Kerr is an indictment on himself at this point.
You've never had to use
they're 10
that
and 12.
verbiage.
They're only 17 months removed from winning a championship. They're 18 months.
Well, how many games?
Will make me call it a day.
Yeah.
You guys have a great show. A lot going on.
Look at you staying late.
On 95.7. The Game.